As the population of the world increases, so does the consumption of energy. But where does all this energy come from, one may ask? Well, it is mostly obtained from burning fossil fuels, which is responsible for producing the most amount of greenhouse gases. What if there's another option? What if we could harness the energy from the sun? Solar energy allows us to do just that. All of us use energy in some way, shape, or form. So it is important for us to consider where we get our energy from and the effects it has on our environment. Some of these ways we get energy will eventually be depleted. There is, however, other options. Solar energy is one of those. Solar energy is a viable energy source that should be used as a main source of energy. I have some prior knowledge about solar energy because I do have some family members who utilize this source of power. I have also thoroughly researched this topic for my presentation. First, I will explain how solar energy works. Second, I will discuss how solar energy benefits the environment. Third, I will explain why I believe we should switch to solar energy. Solar energy is a viable energy source that should be used as a main source of energy. Solar energy works by capturing the sun's energy and transforming it into usable energy. The sun releases these tiny packets of energy called photons. These photons then travel 93 million miles from the sun in as little as 9 minutes. According to Lewis and Nocera, professors of chemistry, in their 2006 article titled Powering the Planet, Chemical Changes in Solar Energy Utilization, that in 1 hour, solar energy provides more energy than all humans consume in 1 year. Now, that's a lot of energy. Imagine if we started implementing more solar panels, we could obtain more energy. In order to capture these photons and convert them into energy, photovoltaic solar panels must be installed. SunPower, in their 2019 article titled What is Solar Energy and How Does Solar Energy Work, states that solar panels are made from solar cells, which are in turn made from silicon, with a positive and a negative layer. And this creates an electric field, so that when the photons hit these solar panels, they generate a direct current electricity. In order to make this energy used for homes and buildings, it must be converted into an alternating current electricity. And that is when a solar inverter is used. Now that we know how solar energy works, I will now explain the benefits that solar energy has on the environment. Solar energy is one of the cleanest sources of energy compared to other sources. For one, solar energy does not produce any greenhouse gases, air pollution, or water pollution, which is great for the environment. Charles, in his 2008 article titled Solar Power's Greenhouse Gas Emissions Measured, states that making solar cells requires some potentially toxic metals and produces some greenhouse gases. However, researchers have found that this amount is up to 300 times lower than what is produced at a coal power plant. Solar energy produces significantly less greenhouse gas emissions compared to other sources. Here's a graph comparing the amount of carbon dioxide released every kilowatt hour by different energy sources. As we can see, natural gases release a lot of carbon dioxide, significantly more than these renewable resources, in this case, solar energy. David Pimento, a professor at Cornell University, in his 2008 article titled Renewable and Solar Energy Technologies, Energy and Environmental Issues, mentions that oil, coal, natural gas, and nuclear energy provide more than 93% of the U.S. energy's needs, which produces a lot of greenhouse gases, as we can see. The low amount of greenhouse gases that solar energy produces really helps the environment just by a smaller amount of carbon dioxide. So now we have an understanding how solar energy works and its benefits on the environment. I will now explain why I believe solar energy should be a main source of energy. We should switch to solar energy because it is an efficient, cost-effective way of generating electricity. A lot of people think that solar energy is not an efficient way to generate energy, and people often ask what happens when the weather is cloudy. So the fact of the matter is, solar energy is a very efficient way of generating energy. 12 panels can power one house, which is very significant. As for when the weather is cloudy, solar energy still generates electricity because even though there is clouds, these photons still reach the Earth. Now granted, it doesn't produce as much electricity as it would on a sunny day, but it still produces energy nonetheless. Solar energy also has a smaller impact on the environment and is less costly than other sources. A group of researchers at the University of Malaysia, in their 2008 article titled A Review on Global Solar Energy Policy, say that solar energy is one of the best renewable resources with the least negative impacts on the environment. And solar energy is also becoming less expensive as new advancements and developments occur in this field. The price of making and producing these solar panels is steadily decreasing. It is already one of the cheapest ways of generating energy. The only major cost comes from making and implementing these solar panels. So to conclude, first I described how solar energy worked. Then I discussed the benefits solar energy has on the environment. Lastly, I explained why I believe we should switch to solar energy. Solar energy is a viable energy source that should be used as the main source of energy. As I stated in my intro, as the population increases, so does the amount of energy that is being consumed. As humans, we are not treating our Earth right. Switching to solar energy is just one way that we can help, just by reducing the amount of greenhouse gases, because it is our duty to fix our energy problems, not just for us, but for the Earth itself. Thank you.